Hello and welcome to the new series, The Person Behind the Pen. My name is Nicole Angay-Galindo, better known as Nick, and I am the founder of Guiding Brilliant Writers. I'm so excited to be able to start this journey. It is something I have been looking forward to over the last year since I've had the wonderful opportunity to have 62 co-authors write with me in the last 5 anthologies I published, and another is on the way. Today, we have JenLynn Ford. JenLynn is the CEO of Uniqua New Beauty Norm. She is also the host of Polished, which is on Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern, and she is the editor-in-chief of ICONoclastic Pulse. Most recently, JenLynn was given an honorable mention by the organization Women Making Change in the World. We're incredibly proud to have JenLynn as part of the Guiding Brilliant Writers family. I'm so excited for her to get up here and read her story. She has written in other anthologies as well, and you are going to love her style of writing. I want to share that JenLynn is not only a dear friend, but a creative asset in avant-garde branding. I always say that incorrectly. At GBW Publishing, we actually worked with JenLynn. She made this beautiful cover that's behind me, and she has helped with quite a bit of the background social media graphics that you are seeing going out. JenLynn, thank you so much. Thank you for everything. And we are excited to have you here. Hello, how are you?
Hello. I'm so good. Hello. I'm so excited to just kind of have some tea and, read and share my story and take questions from anybody. And just to be here, Nick, I just adore you. And Guiding Brilliant Writers is just such a beautiful entity to be a part of, because it is an entity, right? It's an extension. It's a part of your heart, much like our chapters. And so, yeah, I'm excited and honored to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. And you're right, it is an entity, it's a family. It's difficult to not be in one of these projects and end up forming those type of bonds with the people that you write with. They're there for a reason. You are here for a reason. And our stories are heartfelt and put out there because we want to make impact, because we want to help others. There's different types of writing for entertainment, and we also publish that. But it's these last 5 publications I did that mean so much to me. It was what was in my heart from the start, and I could not have been happier with the way things turned out. I have to say, it's very sunny in New York, but very windy. And I'm near a window, so if you hear any howling, I swear it is not my puppy in the background. You will hear my puppy hacking up along because he isn't well, unfortunately. So before we jump right into having you start your reading, I do want to welcome everyone. And Marissa Shaw, it's so lovely to see you. Marissa wrote in a recent anthology with us, A Message to My Family. Jay Trivedi, thank you for joining. Kinga Vajda. Kinga is also a co-author in a People First Professional Networking Platform, Book 3, How We Found Our Purpose and Started a Business. Aaron Gibson, my executive remote producer of Nick Never in Control. Oh, boy, do I feel in the spotlight right now. It's a wee bit different when you're hosting and producing. As you would see, there isn't a single comment on screen yet. I'll get there. Oh, so Linda, thank you so much for joining us. Liana, I saw you as well. Jason Forhan is incredible. He was in book 2 with us of a link, about to say a LinkedIn love affair, but we'll talk about that next time. a people first professional networking platform. And I believe JenLyn probably has the book there.
I do.
Fast Friends, awesome. That would be the red book. And we had an opportunity to meet a couple of weekends ago in person in New York City at Cooking Up Change. This is what community is all about. It's showing up for one another, lifting one another, and getting to meet your friends in person from LinkedIn. It's surreal. I really I get the opportunity to meet all of you sometime. Sandra, hello. Thank you so much for being here. Lisa Fevick, my Trini sister. And Leslie Flowers, where are you? I know I saw
She's
you
here.
up there.
Yeah.
There you go. I see LinkedIn user. I'm not sure if that's JenLyn saying hi. No, it's not.
I don't think it was me this time.
Well, thank you very much, Gremlin LinkedIn, who has to, for whatever reason, have at least one person in there that says LinkedIn user. And Sharon, I did just see you pop in as well. So I want to share a little bit more about JenLyn before she dives right in. You may also know JenLyn for work with Biz Catalyst 360. On last year, December, JenLyn hosted the Neuroglamming Summit. I had the opportunity to be a speaker. I had the opportunity to attend. Wow, how many people did we have in this? Was it 50 at the Neuroglamming Summit? I can't even begin to comprehend putting together a summit that large and trying to manage 50 speakers. Okay. I know some have said to me this trilogy, 36 co-authors, 35, okay, myself is there. But 50. This woman blows what's behind me out of the water. Okay, you see all these faces behind me? She's up there too. So definitely look out for later in the year because I know the Neuroglamming Summit is coming again at the end of the year. And JenLyn is somebody that you definitely want to start following right now. If you are not following her, you need to know what she's up to. And I'm going to just bring this up. I'm sorry I put this out. You can pull the QR code up there and I'll put it up one more time. If you catch that, you can go right to JenLyn's LinkedIn page. All right.
Perfect.
Lost. I swear I lost. Guiding Brilliant Writers is honored to have received the Pinnacle Publisher of the Year award from Uniqua Beauty Norm. We thank you deeply for that honor. All right. Are you ready to give us a little JenLyn?
I am. I'm going to take a little sip of my honey chamomile tea, so hopefully my voice doesn't, get too crackly while I'm reading.
Great. And I'm going to tell the audience when they hear the title of your chapter, please remember it because trust me, you're going to want to ask some questions. That is for absolutely sure.
All right. And thank you all for being here. I appreciate it so much. So my name is JenLyn, and my chapter is The Universe is Mental. The unraveling of entanglement within our partnership felt like a quantum collapse within my soul. It was a visceral sensation. The very fibers of my being felt as if they were fraying. My chest was tight, and there was a deep, hollow ache that had settled in my core, echoing the finality that the words that were sitting on my tongue, waiting to exit, were about to bring. Flashes of memory surfaced like particles in a turbulent sea. The warmth of shared laughter, the intimate moments of connection, the plans made, and as of late, the frustration and harbored resentment. Each memory stung. My mind was racing, trying to grasp the reality of the present moment, while my heart struggled with the ghostly remnants of what we thought would last forever. A business partnership that was ending, leaving impact and legacy adrift, momentarily suspended in a world that felt both familiar and alien. The duality and complexity of the moment also brought with it an exciting sense of liberation. In an instant, I left COO behind for founder and CEO of Uniqua New Beauty Norm, the queen of muchness and of the unicorns on LinkedIn. The weight of our partnership lifting allowed a newfound lightness to emerge as if unshackled from the intertwinings of a fisherman's net. There was a raw, electrifying energy in the return of freedom, a vast expanse of possibilities unfurling before me. The future no longer felt confined to a single path, but quickly began radiating out of my body in a kaleidoscope of potential. Each breath felt deeper, each heartbeat more resonant with the vision of my new beginning. The world, once narrowed by the boundaries of the relationship, now stretched out infinitely, inviting exploration, growth, and the exhilarating prospect of rediscovering myself as a fully empowered architect of change. As the universe rearranged itself around this newfound freedom, I began to reflect on the deeper truths I had always believed in, truths that had guided me through life's most tumultuous waters. I was no stranger to the power of thought, intention, and the subtle energies that shaped my reality. Over time, I had developed a daily practice of mindfulness, visualization, and intentional action. Each day, I would sit in stillness, visualizing the life I desired, speaking my goals into existence with clarity and conviction, allowing the energy of those desires to ripple outward into the universe. These rituals were not just moments of quiet reflection, they were the mechanisms through which I molded my life. Yet, despite these daily practices, something crucial had been missing in my partnership. We had not been fully aligned with the reality we sought to create. We envisioned a world where our perfect clients would naturally gravitate towards us, ready and eager to do the deep transformative work we offered, willing and able to compensate us for our expertise. We believed there was a cosmic airport where these ideal clients were waiting, ready to embark on their journey with us. But in the practice, we hadn't fully tuned our vibration to match that reality. It wasn't until I turned to LinkedIn that I truly understood the significance of this alignment. There I found that what we had been seeking was not elusive at all, but waiting in the most unexpected places. Avra cadabra, I will create as I speak. This phrase echoed in my mind during my journey of rediscovery. I was able to bring words, thoughts, and actions into congruence that resonated in accordance with the universal law of reciprocity. It became more clear than ever that we don't attract what we desire, but what we are energetically aligned with. We draw into our experience what we need, and only by elevating our vibration can we manifest the clients, opportunities, and abundance that we seek. My LinkedIn experience became a living testament to this truth as the platform opened up a new world of alignment and connections with people ready to invest in their growth and willing to trust in my vision. The concept of 10,000 things in Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching has always resonated deeply with me. In Taoist philosophy, the 10,000 things represents the myriad phenomena and entities that constitute the universe, a reflection of the infinite diversity and complexity of life. These entities and experiences, though seemingly separate, all arise from the Tao, the fundamental force or way that underpins and unites all of existence. This interconnectedness is the foundation of the universe, where each thing, no matter how small, contributes to the whole. And for me, this philosophy mirrors my approach to business and branding. Every element, every interaction is a thread in the larger tapestry of growth and personal evolution. As an omnist, I see this truth echoed across various spiritual traditions. In Buddhism, the idea of dependent origination highlights how all things arise in relation to each other, shaping the course of our lives and the world around us. Hinduism's law of karma speaks to the cause and effect relationship that governs our actions. While Native American beliefs honor the sacred relationship between all living beings and the earth. The threads of interconnectedness in the spiritual traditions are further supported by modern neuroscience, which shows us that our brain, our thoughts, and our actions shape the world that we experience. The universal law of reciprocity ties all of this together. We do not attract abundance by seeking it directly, but by nurturing ourselves and the world around us, aligning our energy with the fruits of that care. The external world in this way becomes a mirror for our inner states, reflecting back our needs, strengths, and areas for growth. This fruit of abundance isn't merely about material wealth, but about the experiences and the opportunities that guide us towards deeper alignment with our purpose. In business, this means tending to the garden of our brand and personal development as interconnected and reflective journeys. Every decision, every challenge, and every pivot mirrors the greater universal forces at play, guiding us towards harmony. When entrepreneurs cultivate their brand as a holistic extension of themselves, they unlock new levels of empowerment and creativity. The fruit they seek, whether it be success, fulfillment, or personal growth, becomes not an end goal, but a natural result of their internal alignment with the universe. In just 1 year, LinkedIn has become a gateway to experiences I have always anticipated. Nearly at my first 1,000 connections, each one meaningful, each one a conversation that deepened my understanding both of business and life. I made it a point to connect with intention, speaking directly to each person and cultivating relationships based on mutual respect and value. This approach, rooted in authenticity, allowed me to build a thriving community without spending a single dollar on ads, premium services, or even verification. What began as an exploration of possibilities quickly evolved into the monetization of my business, all through the power of connection and alignment. The ripple effects of these connections have been profound. With the support of my LinkedIn community, I launched a successful YouTube channel, creating content that resonates with viewers worldwide. I host a podcast, live stream, and audio room where conversations about branding, neurodivergence, and entrepreneurship thrive. I've become an international best-selling co-author with my contribution to Beyond Boundaries, Living in Life's Gray Zone, and even won a business acumen contest that earned me the title of Miss Money Woman. But the journey hasn't been all about accolades and success. I've had the privilege of being featured on TV, published in multiple documentaries, and invited as a guest on countless podcasts, live streams, and audio rooms. I've won awards, including being named one of LinkedIn's top 50 inspirational, and even a karaoke contest. Yet through these highs, I've also faced challenges and failures. The commitments I made to others as they proudly displayed their branding art, logos, banners, and typography created through my systems brought both triumphs and tough lessons. Success is not a straight line, and while the fruits of my labor are visible, the missteps and struggles along the way are just as integral to my journey. Each of these experiences, both the victories and the setbacks, has shaped my understanding of what LinkedIn represents. It's not just a platform for professional networking. It's a living ecosystem of energy exchange, a place where the universe's law of reciprocity plays out daily. The connections I formed here have mirrored my internal growth, showing me that abundance is an overall sense of fulfillment, vision, and community. This is life, as they say, unpredictable, beautiful, and messy, and full of growth. And through it all, LinkedIn has been an invaluable tool connecting me with people and opportunities that align with my values and vision. My story is proof that with the right mindset, the right vibration, and the willingness to truly engage with others, this platform can open doors you didn't even know existed. In the end, the deepest revelation from this journey wasn't just the success, the connections, or even the milestones I've achieved. It was the profound understanding of my own neurodivergence. This realization has been both liberating and bittersweet. It was the very difference that ultimately became the silent divider between me and my business partner. She navigated the world as a neurotypical, while I saw the world through a kaleidoscope, constantly shifting, expanding, and dancing with possibilities that she could not grasp. The unraveling of our partnership was not just a matter of different visions or goals, but a clash of how we experienced the world at its core. Where she sought structure and linear progression, I thrived in the vast, multidimensional nature of my thinking, my muchness. Our neurodivergence, while painful, was the catalyst for my self discovery, a mirror reflecting back the parts of myself I had never fully understood or embraced. LinkedIn has become my sanctuary, a place where I can finally express my multifaceted self, connect with others who celebrated and honored my neurodivergence, and truly begin to own my identity. It was here that I found the space to grow into the person I was always meant to be. And as I continue to build, create, and connect, I know that my neurodivergence is not a limitation. It is my greatest strength. For those reading this, I hope my story reminds you that true power lies in embracing your uniqueness, however unconventional it may be. The universe is mental, and by honoring who we are at our core, we unlock the limitless potential that's been waiting for us all along.
Fantastic. And it made the same impact it made the first time I read your manuscript.
Thank you
And
so much.
there's so much to take away from that one doesn't even know where to begin. You know, perhaps it was a mistake on my part not to give a little bit of an idea of this trilogy and what it was about, to perhaps put your chapter into more context. When this all started last year, and I'm listening, and you're saying, at almost 1,000 followers, you're way past that now. This is the proof of the growth and the power of this platform when you recognize it as the tool that it is, but wield it with your heart. And that is what you do every single day. That is what all the co-authors who have written in this trilogy that was once meant to be a LinkedIn love affair, not in a sordid way, but the fact that we were, in fact, having this love affair with this platform that we spent so much time on.
Yeah.
And you came from a somewhat difficult business partnership that was going south. And what I keep hearing is that you came and you found a community where you could unforgivably be yourself and be celebrated for it. I feel the same way. I feel that, I know that without having even gotten in this platform, there would be no publishing company. I have to share some of these comments with you, okay? Leslie saying this is beautiful, and she was saying that you're speaking her language, and I know, of course, because Leslie's a dear friend, and you are, in fact, speaking her language. Carrie Core, it's so wonderful to have you here. Carrie is in the film making industry, and that chapter is simply amazing. Timothy Gleason is here joining us well from Australia. Your writing is amazing, JenLyn. Timothy wrote in the very first book published by Guiding Brilliant Writers. Well, the Gifted Bipolar Writer at that time, I should say. All right, so this stage is going to be opened up in about
Timothy
10 minutes.
And I are,
also in...
Timothy and I are co-authors. Yeah.
In a different book?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. You see?
Yes.
And so the circles overlap. And that's the beauty of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to open up the stage, like I said, in about 10 minutes so that you can come up and meet JenLyn in person so you can ask any questions because I know I am dying to ask. The universe is mental. Like, where did you even come up with a title? Why? It's not that I didn't catch some nuances in the chapter, but I was following the journey of a woman who came to a platform and received so much in turn from it that she wanted to share with the world just what being on this platform had done for her. Um, and like I said, to put this into some context, this part one here, why we came, why we stayed, it was about 12 people from around the world coming together to share their social media experiences. Finding the platform that best fits your needs will be determined if you decide to stay. They have found their platform of choice, and now they tell you their why for staying. And that was the premise of this book. And JenLyn, along with the other 11 co-authors, wrote about the power of this platform and why it is that they continue to be here and about all the change that they are making while they are here. So, JenLyn, please tell us where you came up with the name for that chapter.
I heard it somewhere along the way said that the universe is mental, and it always stuck with me. And I think that it's a truth that's revealed itself to me again and again and again and again through my life. Not just as an idea, but as a truly lived experience. So it's not just a clever phrase, it's a declaration, really, right? That the universe isn't something that's out there acting upon us. It's ultimately entangled within our thoughts and our energy and our alignment. So when I was moving through this unraveling of this business partnership that had once felt like destiny, I felt that collapse on a soul level. But at the same time, in that space of rupture, I returned to something that I had known deep down, and that's that my mind, my neurodivergent, beautiful kaleidoscope, is not a limitation. It's a creative force, right? And that saying that the universe is mental is my way of saying that we don't just exist in the universe, we co-create it. Thought is not necessarily actually private. It's generative, it's magnetic. And when we align our inner world with our frequency of truth, that external world begins to mirror that back. And that's what happened to me, especially here on LinkedIn, where the alignment, the connection, and the reciprocity, right, began to open all of those doors for me. So that title honors the invisible framework that's behind every transformation in my life. And it's a reminder that reality isn't fixed, it's responsive. And our minds, especially when they're unmasked and unmuted, are the most powerful tools that we have to shape it, to shape our lives. And so that's why the universe is mental. And I think who also could, argue with the fact that there's also a little bit of madness, right? That beautiful mental madness that also comes along. It's right. Sometimes life is confusing. It's confusing. It's taking you for this ride that you're like, what? I didn't sign up for this. Hey, I don't have my seatbelt on. Where are we going?
Definitely more than sometimes. I'm so with you. And there are days I definitely feel mental too. I want to let you know that the stage is open, guys. If you want to come up and meet JenLyn and you want to talk to her, I just dropped a link in the comments. If you go to my profile, you will see the most recent post is what's happening right now, and you will see the link in there. Please come on up if you have any questions. we definitely want to chat with you. So I know we ran this before, but so many people weren't in the room just yet. And I really want people to get the feel for what the power is behind something. I believe that you said, no matter how small, you contribute to the wholeness. And this trilogy of anthologies, each book with 12, could not come to fruition in the 6 months it took and 100 hours it took to do if every single person did not commit, did not stick it out through the ups and the downs, and did not push to make these books #1 international bestsellers when they simultaneously launched on the same day. This was a big launch and a big push. And when I share this, I want you and all the co-authors who participated in this in the audience to feel so proud. We ran it in the beginning, but like I said, there weren't very many people coming in and at the beginning, and this is what always happens, right? Like all the fun things we make as hosts to put up there in the intro, people are coming in slowly and they miss it. So I'm going to run this right now. And in the meantime, we're going to see if anybody joins us backstage and would like to come up and chat with us. I'm sorry, but every time I look at that, I stop and think about the 35 of you who made this happen. You know, people trying to publish a lot. And I wrote in a comment the other day on a post, I think it was today actually, publish is own leadership carrying all the treasures. The treasures are all of you and all of your stories. And there would be nothing on that ship going to port without the stories. You know, I think it's so important for people to recognize what it takes each of you to commit to something like this, to face the writer's block, to spend the time going over story development with me, rethinking what you wrote, thinking, did you put what you wanted to put in? Do you want to take this part out? There's a lot involved, right? And the guiding brilliant writer's part is the brilliance, it's not the writing. The writing can be taught. The writing skills can be honed. The brilliance of the stories and the people behind them. And I remember everyone's reaction, including yours, when I wrote the dedication for this. And I'm going to share it because you know, I really wanted to name the trilogy A LinkedIn Love Affair. And I really did go request trademark use from LinkedIn. And they were like, that doesn't meet our brand guidelines. Okay. But here is this trilogy out there now, you know, about their platform and just how great it is, right? So the dedication was, the vision for this trilogy of anthologies is dedicated to a professional networking platform, which I hope understands that it provides the space for us to come together from all corners of the world as both professionals and people. However, the people behind the professional titles make the space what it is. There is no value in an empty space. Great things can be achieved when each side recognizes the value of the other for the part it plays in the overall success. And knowing you as I've come to know you, you are that person as well who continues to show up, continues to recognize, continues to contribute, and always finds a way to give back and give of your time and yourself to help others rise. So tell me something. For somebody that is as busy as you are, that are running all of these things, how do you find the time to support as many people as you do? What's behind, for example, something very fun is coming late in the year, and you can share it if you like. I'm not sure if I should. And I can only imagine what it must take to have that type of bandwidth. So how are you able to run your company, co-author, support everyone, and bring what you're bringing a little later this year as well?
It's a lot of heart, right? It's a lot of heart, but behind that heart, and behind that love and care and nurturing of others, it starts with me. It starts with myself. So I care for myself. I nurture myself. I do the things that I'm supposed to for my body to be at its best. I very consciously think every single day about the impact, right, that I want to be able to have. And I take other people's impact and make it mine, in a sense that I know it needs, that it takes support, and it takes care, and it takes somebody seeing that vision with you. And so because it comes from that place, it's almost inexhaustible, but not quite, right? And it does take choice and conscious decision. So much like you, I set alarms. I put people's things inside of my calendar. I will schedule reach outs to my friends and to my family, even, so that I do not, because I know that I get tunnel vision focused. And so I do those things, even, and with myself. I have alarms that randomly go off to ask myself, have you gone to the bathroom lately? Have you taken a drink of water? Have you eaten, right? I try to stay within a schedule really during the days, so that I know that I'm going to be eating at this certain time, and I make myself stop, right? And so there's a lot of discipline that really actually goes into that. And I think that really, that would probably be the second word that I would use besides heart is discipline, and knowing and making those decisions and following through, with the intent to make sure that those intentions actually come to fruition. And I fail. I do fail. I have times that I don't show up, and I have times that I say, yes, I can do that. I love to do that. I want to do that. And then I'm unable to deliver, right? I do have ADHD. I am, also on the spectrum of autism. And so I sometimes over commit myself and I don't know that I've done so until I'm realizing, oh, I'm not going to be able to, fit that in. It didn't click in the way that I wanted it to, or the way that I thought it was going to. And so it's a act of harmony, right? Just building and finding that place of harmony.
So much truth in that. And I'm facing those things even more now. I thought that it was difficult when I was working full time and running the business. I need to stop saying part time, because I really was working full time too.
Yes.
I think what I lacked then most was sleep. But I had a lot of discipline, quite simply because I didn't have time. So it was like, get this stuff done now. You're not going to have time tomorrow in the day because you're not there during the day. And now that I'm doing this full time by myself, there are days when I don't have as much to do, and I start to freak out that I'm not being productive enough. But yes, but then there are days that I'm so swamped, and I have to remind myself that stay disciplined. Okay, do X amount every single day, and there are days when you're going to be able to do more than other days, and that's okay too. But
Mhm.
as I grow, that word discipline is going to take on so much meaning for me. You know, I
Mhm.
have my alarm set. Oh my gosh, every single day alarms go off for shows at different times. And I understand what you mean about the not showing up. You know, you with all in good intentions, and it's hard not to spread yourself so thin when you don't have the bandwidth for it, and especially as entrepreneurs who, you know, our income is our sustainability. We can't afford to misstep too often and burn
Mhm.
ourselves out, right? If we
Yeah.
do, then, you know, that can be difference between food on the table or not.
Yeah.
So I
It's
love everything you're sharing, because the person behind the pen is not just about the live reading and discussion of the chapter, it's about the person. And so, JenLyn, you wrote in another anthology with me, and you're going to be
Mhm.
writing in another one coming.
Yes.
So I understand, and I'm sure the audience does too, from the reading of your chapter in a People First professional networking platform, why you chose to write about the LinkedIn platform and what it did for you. What was your choice for writing in the second one? A message to my family. I am here and you're my legacy. And then once you answer that, maybe you could also let us know why you chose to write in the next one coming out. I'll let you say what that one is.
Okay. So in a message to my family. I am here and you are my legacy. And this came out in December. I wrote about it's my chapter is called Forged in Breath. And I wrote about my son's birth. I wrote about how I think and look at legacy and to legacy. And um, I wrote also very much so about that's only just one small part. And the rest is really how I move through life every day, and the power of our breath and how to use it. How the most single thing that I'm going to get choked up here. The single thing in my life that I learned that changed my life is literally how to breathe and how to stop and take that second, those 30 to 45 seconds. Do you know when you very first are triggered by something, whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. When you're very first triggered by something, when you have a very visceral experience, it takes 30 to 45 seconds for your brain to be able to begin doing any kind of processing. It freezes your brain for a second. And if it's something that has upset you, then that cortisol is what's being released into your system. And that cortisol itself, I believe, carries the emotions, right, of fear and or anger and or of despair. It's a dense feeling, and when we react from that place, it is never, for one, sustainable. And for two, it's always going to cause harm
Mm.
for yourself and for who you're, um, if projecting, right? When you project that out. And
So would you
so,
say those lessons, because there have been many, are part of the reason why you chose to write in the next one? Because they published pretty quickly back to back. I believe a People First Professional Networking Platform published in October.
Yeah.
And then A Message to My Family
Published in
came
December.
right out in December. So it was quite a challenge to be in both projects if you were. And there were a few people that were in both projects. So you are.
Nick.
Oh, well, I mean, the thing is, like, our lives are busy and you're keeping pace. And you went from a professional networking platform type of book into one with legacy. But what that makes me think is that the book that you just wrote in just became part of your legacy.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And any other books that you're writing moving forward, whether you co-author or author your own books, they all ultimately become part of that legacy. So, I'm really happy that, of course, you wrote in the second one. I'm really excited about you writing in the third one. Here we go again, completely different topic, guys. We go from professional platforms to legacy, and this one is we choose to be more than our diagnoses. I would be remiss to not say that I'm the gifted bipolar writer. And yes, we all face so very many disabilities, and diagnoses. And I know this book is another one that's near and dear to all of our hearts. So is that, I am assuming, why you're writing in the next one, because you want that share. And for example, you were just given an honorable mention by Women Making Change in the World for disability leadership. So I know that this next title definitely speaks to you, and you're going to lend a beautiful chapter to it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Well, I've I've written it and I've rewritten it and I've rewritten it and I probably will rewrite it again. As yes, technically it's written.
The project started 2 weeks and the chapter is written. This is how you know somebody has a serious passion for writing, that they can't wait to start. I am like that too. Like, I just want to throw everything to the side and like, start writing.
It is. And it's because there's so many different angles that you can choose to write about these subjects and about how they affect your life. And for me, it's always also about what is the most important and impactful that I can bring forth because it's really a teeny tiny bit of space that you're plugging your story into. So to do that the most impactful, the most hopefully easy way that others understand. And when I say understand, I want it to be understood in the body. I want people, when they read my work, to have a visceral response and a visceral reaction because it has woken something inside of them that is asking for, needing for, hungering for transformation.
That's beautiful.
Because we are all in this together, and I think that I very personally, very much so, do believe that we are mirrors for one another, and that is what I want to come through. I want anyone that ever knows me in any way, even if it's just for one moment, I want them to know that they can. I want them to know that they're not alone in whatever it is that they're choosing to do or having to do, and that there's nothing that's standing in your way, which I know that this is like totally off of the cuff and it's completely okay to say no, but we are working also on a solo project for me. And can I talk about that for a second?
Yeah, you can. And then once you do, speaking about We're Never Alone, we do have Sharon Bruin backstage, so we'll bring her up
Okay,
as well.
awesome.
But
Yes.
go, I mean, listen, this is your news to share. So,
Yeah. So, writing a book, it's kind of it's a little different. It's a little it's still visceral, but it's a little bit more poetic. I don't know. I say that and then I'm like, no, it's pretty visceral. It's called The Longest Door. I'm sorry, The Long Doorway. It was The Longest Door to begin with, and then I changed it. Um, and I want to read just like 3 sentences. This is on the inside of the cover. This is the very first thing that you read, but I am really just drawn to share it right now. So this will be in September. You'll get to see the rest. You were born standing in the long doorway, but the door has always been you. You block it with what you were taught to carry: shame, silence, survival, self-sacrifice, and only decision can clear the threshold. Not time, not permission, not even healing. Truth is the key, and truth demands blood.
whoa. Whoa. All right. So, yeah, I definitely want to hear what the audience has to say about that one because that's powerful, and I'm very excited for what's to come. I'm glad that you're doing your solo book. I'm honored that you want to work with me.
Of course.
You know, there are tons of publishers out there, and Nick's, Nick's in it for the fight, but I am new, and it still warms my heart, and I don't have a problem saying I'm new. It still warms my heart that people
Yeah,
are willing to place their trust in me. So
absolutely. Because you're the best. You may be new. You may be new, but that doesn't mean that you can't be the best at what it is that you're doing, how you're doing it. And that is the truth. And people don't decide to release trilogies with 36 co-authors at once while they're also writing and leading others through. And people don't um, decide to jump feet first or dive in head first into something that they're not passionate about and that they're not talented with. And so I know that I just have to say that. And I know that I have 36 other co-authors. One of them just joined us that absolutely 100% agree. And if we have anything to do with it, we're going to lift you all the way up into a publishing house that is known worldwide, that has more authors than can be hardly remembered by you, but somehow you will remember each and every one of us. And I have no doubt about
The
I
the empire has begun to be built.
hello, Sharon. How are you?
Hello, I'm great. I'm really hot at the moment, so pardon me.
I'm so sorry that we
But
brought you up now, and we're wrapping up in a few minutes.
no, it's really okay. I just wanted to come up because you asked if people wanted to come up and put in their 2 cents, and I wouldn't be me if I didn't volunteer to come up and put in my 2 cents. So, not to throw anybody off, here I am. I just wanted to say that in terms of listening to your chapter for the manyth time, JenLyn, because I have heard and read your chapter many times, but every time I hear it or read it, I'm always struck by a new thought or a new something that I didn't catch in, one of the previous reads. And one of the things that I wanted to come up and say wholeheartedly here is, if it were not for LinkedIn, I wouldn't know either one of you. Mm-hmm. And I probably wouldn't know anybody in the audience either. Not only that, I wouldn't have known that I had somebody else locally in my backyard who I can now, if the weather would ever darn cooperate here in New York, allow us to actually meet in real life, in real time. Just saying. So, and I'm always moved by your writing, JenLyn, on a very visceral and emotional and thought-provoking level. I can't say it's one, it's all of those things. And Nick, I equally am moved by the chapters that you have written. And I'm also equally moved and have grown from knowing both of you. You've both been a part of my personal and professional growth. But I am so proud, happy, whatever, to not only call you guys mentors, business collaborators, but at this point, sincere, genuine, authentic, whatever word, friends, who I know the three of us have each other's back. And it's been proven so many times over that I don't even think twice about it. And I will continue to take my small body and my big mouth and lift you both up to the stratosphere.
Oh, goodness. Thank you so much for coming up. And I wish we had had more time. No, but we will be doing this again on Thursday. So I hope you do come up and you do join on Thursday, actually, because I know this is a lot to come twice a week too. And so we're going to have another author here with us. Sharon, your support has been tremendous. JenLyn, I don't know if there's anything you would like to share with Sharon. And then I'm just going to announce what we have coming next.
Yeah, just thank you. And I appreciate you so much. And you are definitely a person that's in my life for the rest of my life, and part of what makes LinkedIn so great. So thank you for your presence and just for being you. And Nick, thank you so much for having me on, and just all of your just your being and your doing, because it takes both in this world. And thank you all so much in the audience for being present, and appreciate everyone so much.
You're very welcome. And thank you to everyone in the audience that came in and shared all your beautiful comments. I know JenLyn and I will definitely be going back to answer them. And just a little bit of what's coming next for Guiding Brilliant Writers. We are in the midst of the promotion for the audiobook Errata by Leslie Flowers. Tomorrow is the launch party at 6 p.m. Eastern. I do hope you all come and join. And as we had mentioned on last weekend's Nick Navin Control, if you purchase a copy within the last few days, please send me a DM. And we're going to raffle off tomorrow a $25 cash gift. Then on Friday, JenLyn is having Leslie on as well. She's going to be unpolished. And JenLyn, if you've not had an opportunity to attend one of her live events, trust me when I tell you that right now I'm taking a lot of notes from her because she's very organized and she really knows how to put on a show. Me, I'm still mumbling, fumbling. I'll get there. So that's what we have coming up. So tomorrow, we're going to have Leslie's launch party at 6 p.m. Thursday, we're going to be back for the second episode of The Person Behind the Pen at 6 p.m. Eastern. And Friday, we're going to be on Polish with JenLyn at 6 p.m. Eastern. When I did this, did I realize that I booked myself for 4 nights straight at 6 p.m.? Not really. So I will be ordering out dinner every day this week. And with that, thank you so much for joining us. And we're going to throw a little something up there. Girls, I love you, and I will see you guys backstage, okay?
Yeah.